Hey, ladies and gents, we're back with some Avorion. We're talking about recon ships, scout ships, that kind of stuff, which is, in my opinion, one of the most important ships in the game. At some point in the game, you're going to realize that you have to have a specific kind of ships to do specific tasks. A great multi-purpose ship is great, but to save on equipment slot or on system slots, sometimes you, especially if you're using it for combat ship doesn't make a great exploration ship because it's missing out on some key systems because you have obviously turret systems in there instead of, or shield systems and not what you're going to use. So we're going to look at, I started building a new scout ship. I usually got two. There's a first game or in tier early game one, and then I also have a late game scout ship. I do believe that one's a 6 slot. This one's a 15 slot, and this one's going to be probably about 10 by the time I get done resizing it and all that kind of stuff. But we're going to look at it relatively. I didn't want to do the whole process for you, the build process, because it is long, relatively boring to watch. However, I'm going to show you some of the key systems. The one big thing with recon ships, scout ships, in my opinion, when I use them, is I don't usually put weapons on. The only weapons I usually carry is torpedoes in case I do got to fire torpedoes at them, and I usually shoot them at the rear because they're usually chasing me when I do it. However, generators, lots and lots of generators. Usually a little bit of shields. This is actually probably too much shields. I'm going to end up probably cutting that shield down a little bit and maybe putting more energy in there, and a little bit of a hyperspace core. The smaller the ship, the lower the cooldown time is. Right now I'm 101. This is an upscaled to show the actual end skinned ship is much smaller than this, which means I dropped my cooldown time, made it more maneuverable and faster by making it smaller. You got to remember that with ships, as you up and down scale, sometimes it doesn't work to upscale a ship. It just doesn't work. So a lot of times I have to play with that to make this work. Speed and energy are the two big things for me when I'm doing a scout ship. And cooldown time. Of course, you can always fix that with your systems that you can put on there. But yeah, so like I said, and then a lot of gyro arrays. I want this thing as maneuverable as possible. I got them spread in here. I got them spread on the inside, and lots of thrusters for maneuverability. And I got 7 engines here. I added these on the front just to give it a little bit of a. I mean, they're not just more of a like a scoop look. Like it's a collector in the front and then engine in the back. So yeah, the actual hangers don't do anything by the time I get done. Yeah, but so that's my general thought process when I'm building a scout ship, is energy and engines and speed plus size. Typically an 8 slot, even my 6 slot small one, I can play that at the center of the galaxy because it's fast enough. It's about 5,000 meters a second when I get done with it. That 15 slot one you saw, the big one, will do 20,000 meters a second. This one's going to end up being about 10,000 by the time I get it skinned and all that kind of stuff. Right now I have crew issues because I've been flopping around on this thing. So general design philosophy when it comes to scout ships is speed and lots of energy. We're going to look at the skinned version of this ship now. After I skinned it, you can see this was 2 million. This was the upscaled version, so this didn't work out quite as well as I wanted to, so I ended up downscaling it, which worked out better. So we're going to apply this. Now my hyperspace cooldowns jumped down to 77 seconds. 77 seconds for the cooldown, and that's without any hyperspace systems installed. Same way with my energy, it's 6.77. Now system-wise, this is the three that are the big ones. The object detector, the trading system, and the deep radar upgrade. Typically you don't want to put a bunch of this on your combat ship. So this is what I was talking about, separating your into a specific class. Obviously for finding the yellow dots, this is for for finding yellow dots. This is for finding the hidden stuff, and of course the tech system, the trade system, to mark the systems as you explore them, to let you know what is in demand, what's not in demand, where to trade materials, and all that kind of stuff. Those are the 3 big systems that I find most useful on a scout ship or a recon ship. And yeah, so that's the skin look after I got done. It took me probably about an hour. Like I said, the first part of it's pretty basic, laying the blocks out. The skinning actually takes longer than the building of the base. But yeah, it's my design philosophy for Recon / Scout ship is relatively quick cooldown, lots of energy, and lots of speed. So I'm constantly able to jump over and over again, being fast enough because I don't put weapons on here other than those torpedoes that you saw on there, and that's very rarely do I use those. That's just there just in case I have somebody that's being a real pain in the ass. So typically when you're out on the outside edges of the barrier, you want your speed to be, out in this area. You want to be about 4,000 meters a second because that's about as fast, 4 to 5,000, about as fast as you're going to see torpedoes or even the other ships to even be able to catch you. Started getting into this area, you want to start getting up around that 10,000 meters a second. Then you know for a fact you're going to be able to get away because you're talking about close to 6,000 meters, 5,500 meters a second for torpedoes, roughly. And most of the time, that's about as fast as you can get enemy ships to chase you. So yeah, engines, that low cooldown, hyperspace cooldown, and of course, energy. As much energy as you can possibly get in here. So the system-wise, on this ship, I tend to also put the engine upgrades for the velocity and acceleration. So I got 2 of these guys on here now, which of course will kick this thing up to about 10,000 meters a second. This is a mid-game. This is going to be probably my mid-game scout ship. Yes, my skybox is broken. I'm still trying to figure out the graphics, why this went back the way it was. I already fixed it once, but now I'm having troubles again. So with that said, I got another video for you guys to watch tonight. So you guys have a good night.